Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, man, you guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, man, I want to talk about Luka Doncic thing real quick, guys. Real briefly, I want to talk about something article that I saw about Luka Doncic. And they got to stop comparing Luka Doncic to Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain in this regard. Now, I saw an article on ESPN, and it was saying how Luka Doncic joined Wilt Chamberlain in this exclusive club because of his, 40-point games to start the season, right? Oh, Luka Doncic, 3 straight 40-point games to start the season. The first player to do this since Wilt Chamberlain, right? Only Wilt Chamberlain has done a longer streak to start a season. And I laughed. How did he start the season with 3 straight 40-point games? I thought he missed 3 straight games. But this is what they do. They won't tell you that Luka Doncic load managed with a sprained finger for 3 games. And they're going to say that he scored consecutive 40-point games when he sat out and missed 3 games with load management? No, you're not going to put him in the same category as Wilt Chamberlain and Michael Jordan like they did in this article. Because he want to load manage and miss games, but then you want to say he scored 40 in 3 consecutive games? He didn't play in 3 consecutive games. Did he not? No, he did not. We're going to talk about in this video, man, because this is what I'm talking about. They just promote these guys with these records, and they put them in the same category as some of these other great players in the past. It's not comparable, guys, and I'm going to highlight why in this video. I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states that's been supporting my channel. Once again, you guys know I am truly humble. Like I said, much respect to everyone out there that continues to support the channel, come through the donations, all this kind of stuff, the emails, the messages. Thank you guys, man, for real. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I want to talk about Luka Doncic here, man. And once again, man, it's not to tear down Luka Doncic, man. I'm not trying to get you guys to not be a fan of Luka Doncic. It's not about that. It's not about his game. None of this stuff is about that. What I'm talking about in this video in particular, right? We talked the other day about how he load managed, right? This man was out with a sprained finger, guys. Sprained finger. 2 games into the season, this man's out with a sprained finger, missed 3 straight games. 3 straight games he missed already. 3 games already. We just started the season. He's already missed half the Lakers games, Luka Doncic. After they reported about him in the offseason being in amazing shape. This man was on the Men's Health cover magazine. They did an article on him in Men's Health magazine. Everybody was promoting Luka Doncic for being skinny and in shape. Oh, look at Luka Doncic, man. Then 2 games in, the man missed 3 games with a sprained finger. Dude, you a punk. I don't respect that kind of stuff. So we get all of that. This ain't got nothing to do with his game, man. All right? Dude, you soft as hell. Like I said, I'm so tired of these guys acting like, remember, he's the European guy who was telling us that the NBA is easy to play, it's easy to score, it's softer. But then you load manage in the league, dude, you're weak. You guys are all talk, man. So anyway, I'm getting tired of Luka Doncic being compared and mentioned with other great players in past eras when it's not comparable, guys. It's not. So like I said, I saw an article on ESPN the other day, and they're promoting this 40-point streak of Luka Doncic to start the season, right? So they're saying that Luka Doncic joins Wilt Chamberlain as the last player, the only players to have 3 straight games of 40-point games to start a season. Wilt Chamberlain scored, 7 times or 5 times in a row to start a season, 40 points or more in 1962. The 62 season, he started off with 5 straight games of 40 or more. Remember, I think he averaged 50 points per game that season? So he had 5 straight games to start the season with 40 or more, all right? Then in 1963, the very next season, he passed that and went 7 straight games to open the season of 40 or more points, all right? So Luka Doncic was the first player to do that since Wilt Chamberlain. Opened up a season with 3 straight 40-point games, they said. And I'm reading the article, and I'm like, how is this comparable to Wilt Chamberlain and what Wilt Chamberlain did? It's not comparable. And why is it not comparable, guys? Well, first off, Wilt Chamberlain played defense. Wilt Chamberlain played both sides of the ball. Wilt Chamberlain gave effort on the defensive end, unlike a Luka Doncic like that. Wilt Chamberlain actually had an impact on the defensive end. Also, Wilt Chamberlain played in a much harsher reality, a much tougher league. It was more physical. The conditions were worse. Worse sneakers, worse equipment, worse training staffs, right? Like I said, it's a more physical game. The defensive have advantages over the offense. Remember, they had rule changes to limit Wilt Chamberlain, right? The way that he could play the game. He wasn't able to play his game like Luka Doncic is allowed to play his game in this era of NBA. So we have to understand off the jump. But number two, and more importantly here, during those 2 seasons that Wilt Chamberlain started the season out with 5 straight 40-point games, and the other one was 7 straight 40-point games, he didn't miss a single game in that season. Not a single game. Remember, the NBA had an 80-game schedule at that time. Wilt Chamberlain played all 80 games. Luka Doncic has never played 80 games in a season. Never once, guys. Never once played 80 games in a season. So Wilt Chamberlain didn't miss a single game, played over 40 minutes a night that season, both seasons, to have that streak. He didn't miss games. It wasn't like Wilt Chamberlain, he started off the season with 5 straight 40-point games, and he missed the first 3 or 4 games of the season. Or he missed 2 games in between, then played another 2 games, and missed a game, then played. No! He played all games straight. All 80 games. He didn't miss games and load manage games. Wasn't hurt for none of these. He played through all the pain, all the personal problems for all the games. So his streak is legit because that's consecutive games. Luka Doncic played 2 games, missed 3 games in a row, then played again and scored 40, and they can call that and count that as consecutive games played? You missed 3 games. You did not play consecutive games. I don't care about, he was in the lineup for 3 consecutive. No. Your team had 3 games on the schedule. You weren't there. Those are consecutive games that you missed. Anyone can have a streak when you're sitting out games and you only play when you feel good. What if Wilt Chamberlain had a sprained finger on that 3rd game, or the 2nd game, or the 4th game? What if he had a sprained knee, or a sprained ankle, or bad toes? He didn't miss games. He didn't sit out. He'd be like, I just started the season off with 3 straight 40-point games. Let me sit out the next couple of games because my toes are hurt a little bit. My knees a little sore. My elbows hurt a little bit. I'm going to sit these games. I'll come back when I'm 100%. And then go and score a couple more 40, 50-point games and keep my streak going. A lot of players could have done stuff like this. That's a lot easier to do, right? Pick and choosing, sitting out games. That's not the case. So it's not comparable. Don't compare Luka Doncic and what he's doing in this week of NBA, sitting out 3 games with a sprained finger, to Wilt Chamberlain in 1962, 1963. It's laughable. Once again, you're bringing down Wilt Chamberlain to try to make Luka Doncic seem like he's on Wilt Chamberlain's level. Not even close. What Wilt Chamberlain was doing, I said, rebounding, playing defense, while playing under those conditions, not skipping any games or load managing any games, much more impressive. That was a legit streak. Luka Doncic doesn't have a streak. The streak ended when he missed the 3rd game. He sat it out. He sat that game out. That ends your streak right there, man. You didn't play in that game. Because what if you would have played that game and you only scored 39 or 37? Your streak would have ended. Oh, my finger was hurt. Don't matter. Don't matter. So they bring up that. Then they also bring up another weird record or weird stat they want to bring up that doesn't, once again, it's not relevant. It's not applicable. They say this in the same article. Only Wilt and Jordan scored more than 125 points, scored 125 points or more in the first 3 games to start a season since Luka Doncic has done this now. So Luka Doncic did 136 points in the first 3 games, but it wasn't the first 3 games. It wasn't the first 3 games. They brought up Michael Jordan, 1987. The 1987 season, Michael Jordan started off the season by having 125 points or more in the first 3 games. And the only person to do that was Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. They were the only players to do that in the first 3 games of a season. 125 points or more in the first 3 games of a season. And they said Luka Doncic became the first person since Michael Jordan 87, with 136 points, all right, that he scored. Once again, Michael Jordan 87 played all 82 games. All 82 games. He didn't play the first 2 games this season and then be like, hey, man, this game's on a back-to-back. It's the 3rd game in 4 nights. Let me sit this game out, and then I'll come back and play the other game so I can keep my streak going, so I can try to score more points in the first 3 games. That's not what happened. Once again, same thing with Wilt Chamberlain. He didn't miss any of those games in that season. Played every single game. In 87, Michael Jordan played all 82 games. Luka Doncic hasn't done that once yet. He's in his 7th season or 8th season. Hasn't once played 82 games. And this is supposed to be the best prime of his life. He hasn't even played an 80-game schedule yet. Luka Doncic is weak, guys. He's weak. He can't be compared to these guys in the past. And these are not records. This is fraudulent. You should not be putting a Luka Doncic in the same category as Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain for his 33 straight 40-point games. He missed games. It wasn't straight games. Like I said, it's a lot easier to score these and have these kinds of things when you're allowed to pick and choose what game to play. Like I said, what if Wilt Chamberlain had a 3rd game in a row or a 3rd game in 4 nights to start the season? He didn't miss these games. He played, right? Same thing with Michael Jordan. He wasn't missing games like, oh, I'm going to miss this back-to-back, or I'm going to miss this game tonight. And Michael Jordan's playing defense in 87. Luka Doncic still hasn't played defense in his 7th, 8th year in the league. We're still waiting for him to play defense. So it's not comparable what Michael Jordan was doing, what Wilt Chamberlain did, to what Luka Doncic did. Yo, great for Luka Doncic, man, for having 40 points in every game so far he's played. All this doing is highlighting how weak the NBA is. That's all it is. The man plays 2 games, sits out for 3 games, comes back to score 40 again. Look at all the guys that have dropped 40 points this season, guys. It's a joke. It's a joke. The points don't matter as much. Teams are scoring 145. You scored 40. It's not impressive. If you scored 45, 48 points, 49 points, and your team put up 95, that's impressive. You put up 40, your team scores 100. That's impressive. These guys are scoring 130, 120. They put up 35, 40 points. I don't care. Like I said, it's an absolute joke, man. Guys don't play no D. There is no consistent defense. There are no big men. There are no hard fouls. There is no physical nature of the game. But I was supposed to be impressed with these stats. And we're going to celebrate Luka Doncic and put him in the same class as Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. What they were doing was much different, much harder, much tougher. And they didn't miss games to do this stuff. Don't put Luka Doncic in the same category. It's not applicable, guys. Doesn't make any sense. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.